I would recommend ghost practice to any attorney, regardless of the size of the firm or the number of staff members or the type of work that you do.
You've got immediate access to reports on various measurement tools within the business that are right there on Ghost that you can look at, you can sit down, you can have a coffee, have a chat about what's going on at that level in the business and immediately have an understanding of what strategies you need to adopt going forward. It's difficult to compare month on month, but certainly in the last month or two we've seen, I would say, a growth in fees, and we have to attribute a significant portion of that just to the accuracy that Ghost allows us to bring to the recordal of those fees.
And then at the end of the month when we're running fees, the time saving there by just printing out our fees, looking at them and then being able to bill, as opposed to that sort of month-end rush of compilation from a manual system.
I would imagine that our cost recovery is based on the cost of the package on a monthly basis must run in excess of 50 to 60% and possibly more.
And I think one of the most important parts of this journey is the hands-on support that we've had from the beginning through implementation and even to now.
The thing with the app is that you can record fees as they happen. So on your way to court, on your way to go and see a client, you'll take a phone call or two or three some days, depending on how long you're in the car. You can record those fees before you get out the car and go and start the next consultation. We found historically that if one doesn't do that, those fees are forgotten or they're not accurately recorded.
I tend to use the computer system more. If I'm on a phone call, I'm typing out the file notes during that call. So by the time I've put the phone down, I have the time of my call, I have a fee, and I have a file note, and I print it. So from a time-saving perspective and a record-keeping perspective, I think it's fantastic.
It's particularly important in a practice, I think, that does a lot of litigation as we do, when it comes to dealing with cost orders, and you've got to go and deal with opposed bills of taxation, as we do in many, many instances. You've got the backup, you've got the information right there to be able to explain exactly what that particular transaction related to.
If you need to see the last email that was sent or you need to consider what was said before, it's really a case of pulling that email up from the system as opposed to getting your hard file, looking through the file. So there's that sort of time saving that comes on a day-to-day basis.
We could be out of the province, involved in a matter, and be able to access the information electronically without access to a file that perhaps wasn't taken.
It gives you a much better picture of what people are doing during their day, and also allows you to identify gaps where, you know, fee earning activities could be taking place and they're not, or when fees should be written for things that have taken place and they're not.
You can even look back at a week and say, did I bill for that? Did I bill properly for that? And just review your own fees over a week very, very quickly and very easily, which is great.
Yeah, and especially for litigious matters, when you might have a team of people working on an urgent application, it's then the ability to really look at that matter and say, right, this is what each individual in the team is doing. Are we, billing properly? Are we being accountable?